I've been a silent fan of Plants vs. Zombies and their community for too long. This game is the final nail in the coffin for me. I have been a fan of the original game since I first played it. It was actually one of the first games I remember playing. So as you can imagine, I have some strong feelings about this piece of garbage. Let me just start by saying I have since played most of the Plants vs. Zombies games, including Plants vs. Zombies 2, Garden Warfare 2, and Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, all of which are filled to the brim with microtransactions which ruin a lot of the experience. Garden Warfare 1 and 2 both have their followings, and although they may not be for me, I can understand how somebody could enjoy these two entries. The only other game in the series, other than the original, that I gained dopamine from was the second game. The second game wasn't very good either. It had plants locked behind really expensive paywalls that were often $5 to $7 depending on where you live, as well as having a ton of filler levels that bogged down the entire experience. The only way I was able to have fun playing Plants vs. Zombies 2 was downloading a mod that removed the microtransactions and rebalanced the levels for a more fun experience. I have not had the chance to try Plants vs. Zombies 3 as it was unavailable in most countries for a long time, and since then I had lost interest. Not like I would want to play it because supposedly it's the shittiest one yet. By now you've probably heard of this remaster, if you can even really call it that, and I know it's impossible to change people's minds, but in case you're watching this and have an average IQ and are able to understand basic logic, give me a chance to change your opinion. Aside from this bullshit being pretty much a carbon copy of the console versions of the game with pretty graphics, they claim to add a few new things to the game. A co-op mode, which was already present in the console versions of the game, a rest in peace mode, a new mode called Cloudy Day, a speed up button, skins for the plants and zombies, and some never-before-seen concept art. According to the exclusive developer interview they posted as of August 31st, they have also added bonus levels to the game as well. I have many issues with these additions, as I do not believe that they increase the value of the game enough to warrant the price. So let's go over the good, the bad, and the lazy.
Also fits widescreen now. Yeah, and
How about ultra wide?
Yeah, ultra wide.
The graphics themselves are fine and probably the least offensive part of this remaster to me. They have almost no change other than being 4K and widescreen. I wasn't expecting much more from this category, to be honest, as the original artwork is already great. But this is a must for a remaster anyway, so to me this just counts as bare minimum effort. The Cloudy Day mode is one of the only interesting additions that they have added. It's a mode where seemingly you play the game like normal, but the game shifts into a rainy day where sunflowers fall asleep, so you have no sun production. It also seems as though they cut the price of plants in half during these rainy periods, which could allow for increased strategy. For example, you could save a bunch of sun before the rain comes, then once it does, you can place a bunch of really expensive plants for half the price. I'm not sure how balanced this will be, however, because I am worried that it will make the game even easier than it already is. But I must admit it is interesting and probably the standout of this remaster for me. They are also adding new skins for the plants and zombies as well, with a retro pea shooter skin for those that pre-ordered the game, and a retro zombie skin as well. That is all they've confirmed for the added skins. This is cool, although locking shit behind a pre-order is bullshit. Do not fall for this capitalist embezzlement. All they are looking for is your money. And I assure you that if you really feel pressured to buy this piece of shit because of a retro pea shooter skin, somebody will find a way to just mod it in anyway. Another thing I picked up during the developer interview was the ability to pick up sun while already holding a plant, which is an improvement from the original. And that does it for literally all the good things I have to say about this game. On to the bad.
I think this is one of the funnest games that I've ever played, and I mean, it's just fun. I mean,
This is how the developers themselves describe the Rest in Peace mode.
Rest in Peace mode is a permadeath mode. Once you complete the game, you get to go back and play the adventure campaign. Lots of different levels. However, there's some wrinkles. Dave is picking half of your plants for each level, so there's...
Holy shit, this is lazy. For those that don't know, this post-game where Crazy Dave picks some of your plants was already in the original game. The only thing they added was this permadeath feature. Not that the permadeath feature is a good inclusion either. I've 100%ed Plants vs. Zombies 1 at least 6 different times across every different version, including the DS and other console releases. This isn't my attempt at bragging. This game is just easy as fuck. Most people who have played this game will probably agree. I was able to beat this game when I was like 6 years old. This feature is literally fucking useless to both new players and returning ones, as returning players will have no issues beating this mode, and you have to complete the story mode first to even unlock it. This means that new players won't even struggle at all because they've already completed the fucking game. This feature fails to be interesting to me in any way, and honestly barely contributes to the already very small additions that this remaster has to offer. The concept art that they're promising is especially strange, because according to Games Radar, the original artists weren't even involved. I will now read to you multiple quotes from original Plants vs. Zombies artists, and EA themselves. EA says the remake features a new art and concept library featuring never-before-seen pre-production sketches and game history. Werner appears equally surprised by this, saying, "I have no idea where they got all this art from, and that is wild." Just saw the post about Plants vs. Zombies reboot, Warner said in a tweet. "It's cool, but I wish someone would at least contact me. Kinda sucks. I'd be down to help with it. Whatever, I guess. Par for the course." Plants vs. Zombies background artist Enrique Cortz replied to Werner's post with similar sentiments. "Yeah, I was the background artist for the original Plants vs. Zombies too, and it felt super weird seeing all my work redone in HD, and of course I had nothing to do with it," he wrote. "I would have been happy to do all of these reworks myself." Stuff like this raises questions, because why wouldn't you get in contact with the original artist? I mean, they clearly would have wanted to work for the project. I mean, did you hear those last quotes? If this really was a passion project by the developers that cared about the game, they would have at least contacted the original artists.
So clearly you're bringing a lot into the game. Like you say, we have this and we have that.
The speed up function is a great feature that I'm glad is being implemented, because the original game can feel slow at times. So why did you put it in the lazy category, you may be wondering? Look at this gameplay for a second.
Doing this, did you use or did you access any of the original game or source code, or did you have to rebuild everything from scratch?
Oh no, I mean this.
As you can see, he is missing a bunch of sun and coins that he needs to click on to collect. But because the game is moving so fast, he doesn't have time to click on all of them, so they disappear. For those who have played the original game, you would know that this issue is also present in the minigame Zombie Nimble, Zombie Quick, which is literally a challenge because you have to play the game at an absurd speed. It was fine in that minigame because it was a one-off challenge and didn't affect the overall gameplay. The worst part is it seems like it would be an easy fix, as all they would have to do is change the disappear rate to be slower when you speed the game up. Or, better yet, add a function where you can hold right-click to have sun or coins magnetized to your mouse. You know, how the game already functions when you use a controller? This feels like a massive oversight. EA, hire me. Actually, please don't. I wouldn't want to work for your corrupt, greedy-ass company anyway. As I've stated earlier, the co-op and versus mode that they are bringing to the table was in the console versions of the original game. And from the gameplay on the developer interview, seems unchanged from the console version. They haven't even put the effort in to try to make it online multiplayer. We live in an age where online multiplayer is more popular than paying your taxes. This may have been acceptable in 2010, but is no longer acceptable in the current day. This is the pinnacle of laziness. The bonus modes that they're adding were already accessible in the original game, albeit needing a workaround to play them as they were scrapped levels. Unless they changed them in some sort of way, most of these scrapped levels weren't even fun in the original game, apart from a few standouts. Passing them off as new modes is just plain incorrect. My favorite part of this new developer interview was listening to them talk about their favorite moments of Plants vs. Zombies 1, because you can clearly tell they have either never played the game before or are reading off a script. I mean, seriously, just listen to this.
I really like near the end of PVZ 1, right, which is basically you meet Dave, he's the neighbor, he's not making a lot of sense, you got a job to do, you're not paying attention, and these kind of zombies show up and they just kidnap Dave, he just disappears. He's gone. They just grab him like he's in a claw machine. and you don't see him for like the rest of the game, right? He shows up at the very end, maybe. I don't know, you have to beat it. But that part is by far my favorite part of the original game. And I remember when that happened, I was like, now what? Like, where do I go? Who's my friend? How do I get out of here, you know? And so it made the last world for me a really compelling experience.
Now, one mechanic, now to up the difficulty, if you do hover over a zombie and hold the X down,
Yeah.
you will butter them, which slows them down for a brief second.
Which is actually taken from it's the corn, right? It's the I always forget the name of that.
Colonel Corn?
Colonel Corn. It lobs pats of butter that will slow them down.
Will there be some included that used to be on the Nintendo DS series?
I don't think we have US mini games.
We have the 20 mini games that are included in the original.
If I've still not convinced you that this remaster is a pile of shit, take a look at this. What's this? An unofficial modded version of the original game in widescreen? It includes an easy way to access the Limbo page? What about this? An unofficial mod of the original game literally called Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, which will probably have more features than the actual official game. Please do not buy this game. Your money is better spent literally anywhere else. Charity, Pornhub.com, better yet, buy the original game. It's $5 on Steam. Or literally just pirate this shit because EA does not deserve your money. I know I'm going to come off as a bit of a pessimist because of this video, and my username isn't helping. I consider myself a realist, and I also know that the only way to make a difference, especially against a huge company, is to gather together as a community and collectively say, fuck you. In a world where the price for AAA games are becoming too expensive to be affordable, I'm done being overcharged for lazy shit. The only way shit like this will stop is if you stop paying for it. And I'm calling out all gamers with this one. These companies don't care about you or your well-being. All they are looking for is your money. Show these AAA companies that we are done paying for mediocre work and laziness. If you want video games to be fun and affordable again, not just for the future of Plants vs. Zombies, don't buy this game.